Urgent! Fabrizio Romano confirms major update in Liverpool's crucial transfer pursuit. Fabrizio Romano shares an update today on Marc Guéhi's potential exit from Crystal Palace amid Liverpool interest. Liverpool star valued at £60 million agrees to personal terms to seal summer move. Destination revealed. Hello, my fellow Reds fan. Come check out the latest updates from the greatest club in the world. Alexander Isak remains Liverpool's top priority, and this week promises to be decisive in what has become a long-running transfer saga. Last week, Liverpool submitted a £110 million bid, which was immediately rejected by Newcastle's board. According to Fabrizio Romano, this initial offer was more of a message to Isak than a serious expectation of acceptance. Romano explained that Liverpool wanted to show the Swedish striker they are ready to make it happen, even if it requires a second record-breaking Premier League transfer after signing Florian Wirtz for £116 million earlier this summer. The message was clear. We're here. We're ready. We have the money. We're prepared to do something important, Romano said on his YouTube channel. To Isak and his representatives, spending more than £110 million after the Wirtz deal might seem excessive, but Liverpool's ambition was undeniable. There is still the challenge of reaching an agreement with Newcastle, but given the growing uncertainty and pressure around the club, that resistance is becoming increasingly unsustainable. The first step is Isak returning to training this Monday, which could clarify the next moves. Isak is firmly in the spotlight right now. While Liverpool might have preferred to negotiate behind closed doors, the current media buzz is actually working in their favor. This is not FSG's preferred way of doing transfers, but Newcastle's stance may not hold for long, especially if the player remains unsettled. In this context, a move to Anfield looks more and more likely. Fabrizio Romano confirmed rumors that Isak has returned to training with Newcastle, posting a photo and update on X. The journalist wrote, Alexander Isak, back in Newcastle after training at Real Sociedad facilities last week. The striker's future is still unclear, as Liverpool have yet to open the door for his exit. Newcastle, meanwhile, are preparing for Isak's potential departure. The club is reportedly interested in Champions League winner Gonzalo Ramos as a possible replacement. Isak has made his desire to leave clear following Liverpool's rejected bid. Benjamin Sesko has also emerged as Newcastle's top target to replace him, although Manchester United are monitoring the 21-year-old as well. According to the Daily Mail, Newcastle are considering backup options in case Sesko prefers a move to Old Trafford. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe addressed Isak's situation after the striker returned to training on Monday, just days before the Premier League season begins. The club values Isak at £150 million, and Howe admitted the situation is, quote, far from ideal, and said, from my position, I'm quite removed from everything going on back home. I was informed there was a bid. That bid was turned down before I even knew about it. There are people back in England handling it. I really don't know what's going to happen next. But from our side, we still support Alex in every way. And my wish is still to see him in a Newcastle shirt again. So, Liverpool fan, do you believe the signing of Alexander Isak will really happen? Do you think the Reds can convince Newcastle to let go of the Swedish striker? Drop your opinion in the comments.
The future of Marc Guéhi at Crystal Palace remains uncertain and may soon take a turn. The England international defender, whose contract runs only until next summer, has attracted interest from top Premier League clubs, especially Liverpool. According to Fabrizio Romano in his exclusive Give Me Sport column, there's still a real possibility he could leave Selhurst Park during this transfer window. Guéhi, 24, has been linked with Anfield since the start of the summer. Reports indicate Liverpool are considering making a move, and the renowned Italian journalist confirmed that the Reds will soon decide whether to push forward with a center-back signing. The need in Merseyside is clear. Jarell Quansah was sold to Bayer Leverkusen early in the window. Joe Gomez continues to struggle with injuries, and Ibrahima Konate has yet to renew his contract, which expires next summer. In this scenario, Marc Guéhi has emerged as a top target. Despite Crystal Palace's desire to keep him, Give Me Sports sources say he is not interested in signing a new deal, pressuring the Eagles to sell him now or risk losing him for free in 2026. Back in January, Palace were demanding over £65 million just to consider a sale. However, with his contract nearing its end, the price has dropped to around £40 million. And according to BBC Sport, Liverpool are pushing for an even lower fee, arguing the current valuation doesn't match the defender's contractual situation. Besides Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Tottenham are also monitoring Guéhi's status. But the Reds are being careful not to get caught up in a prolonged transfer saga. The club knows that if no agreement is reached now, they could try to sign him for free next year. Still, landing Guéhi for under £40 million right now would be a smart and financially sound move for Liverpool, who have already spent significantly this summer and still have other targets on their radar. Do you think Liverpool should invest in Marc Guéhi now or wait to sign him for free next summer? I want to hear your opinion. Leave it in the comments.
Liverpool forward Darwin Núñez is getting closer to leaving the club after reaching a preliminary agreement with a Saudi Pro League team. According to journalist Graham Bailey via TBR Football, the Uruguayan is living his final weeks at Anfield, having agreed on personal terms with representatives of the Saudi League ahead of a potential transfer during this summer window. No longer part of Arne Slot's key plans, Núñez has given the green light for the deal, and Liverpool are now in talks with the Saudi Pro League to finalize the details of the transfer. In an interview with TBR Football, Bailey stated that Liverpool sees player sales as an essential part of this summer, alongside impactful signings. While Luis Diaz is closer to an exit, Núñez has always been viewed as the club's major sale of the season. According to Bailey, the club holds great respect for Darwin and sees him as a top-level talent, but acknowledges that things didn't work out as expected, something the player himself also admits. The arrival of Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, along with strong interest in Alexander Isak, made it clear to Núñez that his future at the club is uncertain. Signed in 2022 for a significant fee from Benfica, Darwin never managed to establish himself as a regular starter under Jurgen Klopp. With Arne Slot taking over last summer, the Uruguayan lost even more ground. Slot was not convinced by his performances and began using him more as a rotational player. Despite featuring in 47 matches last season, Núñez registered just over 2,000 minutes on the pitch. Aware that he could lose even more playing time with the possible arrival of Isak, Darwin Núñez and his agents are looking for a new destination. Although he prefers to stay in Europe, no top club has been willing to meet Liverpool's asking price of over £60 million. Al Hilal and Al Ahly of Saudi Arabia are the only ones willing to meet the demand, and Darwin already has a personal agreement with the Saudis. Liverpool is now negotiating directly with the Saudi League to finalize the transfer. Napoli and Juventus also showed interest, but pursued other options in the market. Meanwhile, Al Hilal has considered Darwin Núñez a priority target since early June. The Saudi club, now managed by Simone Inzaghi, saw its interest in Osimhen fall through after the Nigerian striker agreed to return to Galatasaray. Given this situation, Darwin's move to Saudi Arabia is becoming more and more likely. Sources from Football Italia indicate that direct talks have already taken place between the player and Inzaghi, reinforcing the expectation that Núñez will indeed leave Liverpool this window and accept the Saudi offer. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.